Ja, hej, jag heter Jan Agner.
You have to say it in English.
My name is Jan Agner, and I'm a member in this parental fathers organization in Sweden called Pappa Barn.
And my name is Mats Hertzberg. I'm a board member, just like Jan, in Pappa Barn.
And what does Pappa Barn mean?
Pappa Barn means literally father-child.
And do you have any mothers or grandmothers in your organization?
We do have. The organization was founded about 10 years ago. And then it was felt that there were quite a few organizations, or at least that there were organizations for mothers, but there weren't really any places for a father to turn. So that's why the name, as I understand it, why the name is Pappa Barn. Now, we have realized that it's not only fathers that stand to lose contact with a child, but it also happens to mothers, of course, it happens to grandparents, and it happens to other persons in the network of the child. So we do get more and more non-fathers who also approach the situation, but it's mostly fathers.
Okay.
To give some figures about the problem of a child losing a parent. It's 1/4 of children with divorced parents. If you interview parents, they say that the children, that the parents have bad contact around the child for 1/4 of all these children, and that gives an idea that it's quite a large amount of children that has problems in their relations after the divorce of the parents.
So you mean about 25% of all children to parents who separate?
Yes.
And how many children in total do you think?
In Sweden there are 2 million children around, and 500,000 of those, their parents are divorced, and 1/4 of those, there is problems in the family.
And in that figure, do you also have the parents who are not married but only cohabitants?
It's married and non-married, that's parents.
Okay.
There's also one other significant number that I know you, Jan, you frequently talk about, and that is that I think there are 200,000 children in Sweden that has contact with their father once a month or less. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, that's right. 200,000 children do not have contact with their parents, with their father, or less than once a month, which is a low number.
Yes, it's very low. And do you have the figures regarding how many children live with only one parent?
No, I don't have that.
I think the figure for children who after the parents' separation live with both parents is 38%. So Sweden is quite unique in that sense, that so many percent of the children to separated parents live with both. But there are also many children who live just with their mother, mostly, not so often with their father.
Interestingly, of course, there has been a new study now also published by Karolinska Institute, at the CHESS study, which I think says that having the child should really live with both parents, not exactly the same amount, but let's say they have a significant amount of time with both parents. And what I think is particularly important in this study is the fact that this is true also for very small children.
Yes, they have recently made a complementary study on young children. So the child's health and well-being is best if they can have everyday life with both parents, as I have understood their results.
Which they can have if you change every week on a specific day, and then the child stay 1 week with one parent and the next week with the other.
Or they can divide differently if they want, but the important thing I think they have concluded is that they share everyday life, so that not one parent becomes only a weekend father or mother.
When this shared parenthood started in the 90s, a lot of people thought that it might be frustrating for the child to have to go back and forth with a suitcase, they say, but and that couldn't be good for a child, they say. But now when we know better, and after these studies, the children that have had this kind of organization around their life, they say that, oh, that was not a problem with the suitcase. I had two parents all the time, and I'm glad for that. So it's
there are advantages.
Mainly positive outcome.
And what is the situation about parental alienation in Sweden?
Oh, that's a difficult one. And that's because I think PA is simply not recognized in Sweden. There has been, as far as I understand, there has been a very, very strong lobby against it, so that it also almost has become a word that even persons who believe in PA and think that it's very much exists, hesitate to use it. So it's, I'd say that it's not recognized at all.
Which is peculiar, because you can say that in all these cases where the parents don't have bad or cooperation around the child, you can say that it's some degree of PA is present in all these cases, because it's so easy for a grown-up to slip out some bad words around the other parents, and children do not at all like to hear bad things about the other parents. So some kind of degree of PA is present in all these cases, I think, that when the parents are not working together. And then you have all these degrees. You have these very, very worst cases with sexual false abuse, accusations, and so, and then to these mild ones when you say that, oh, didn't your father wash your clothes now when you come back, blah, 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 which the child doesn't want to hear at all.
As you know, I work since many, many years with the most severe cases.
Yeah.
What do you think can be done about the problem of no recognition of parental alienation in Sweden?
We recently had a talk by a psychiatrist from Finland. And it seems like in Finland there is also a situation where it's not so very well known, but they don't have this peculiar resistance against these PA ideas. They seem like they are more curious and open-minded. And we hope that with more research and more media coverage will get people to understand that it's bad for children to hear bad things about the other parents.
Shall we say welcome to Stockholm and end this short conversation, because we are going to organize a conference in Stockholm called Parental Alienation. What is it and does it matter? And we welcome all who participate in Washington to this Stockholm conference. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Very much agree, so.
Okay, thank you.